This is a game of mindset. Here's a fundamental around it all, Nadine. And so for over 40 years, I've been a small business owner. The point of it is that when I look at the tens of thousands of investors that I've worked either directly with or one-on-one, one-on-many, on the stage, off the stage, all the things that we've done over the years, we see, and there's fundamentally, we asked ourselves the question, why is it that some people are just like hitting it out of the park? They're growing profitable portfolios, they're growing their net worth, they're seeing their financial future start to evolve. And then there's others who aren't doing that. This is a game of mindset. This is really the tenacity, if you will, of looking at what's going on in the world and then taking control of ourselves. In other words, it is the ongoing game of self-mastery. You have to have the wherewithal to look and say, who am I being in the context of what's happening in the world today? I coined the phrase mind shui, and it's actually a self-mastery program that Stephanie and I coach around. It's clearing the clutter of the mind so that we can make decisions, so we can see a path forward, so we can handle what's happening to us emotionally, spiritually, physically, even mentally, for sure. And as much as we say, well, how do we get through the chaos financially? How do we prosper in times of chaos? As much as there's a doingness, well, what's the strategy? That's all. That part of it's really not the most difficult part. The most difficult part is actually pulling the trigger, the taking action, the actual, okay, I got a thesis, I'm going to take advantage of opportunities that are out there. So then you have to put that plan in place, and then you have to have the mental wherewithal to actually, and the courage to take action, to put that plan and put it and start and executing on the plan, if you will. And that is a mental construct.
But here's the reality. The definition of power is a force applied over time. And without the application, without the action, like you said, pull the trigger, nothing changes.
To your action, there's a really great quote that I'll share with you, which is, if more knowledge was the answer, we'd all be billionaires with six packs. So there's some food for thought. It is about the action you take. What we can be pretty confident in saying is status quo is not going to create the future you want for yourself. You must shift what you're doing and taking action.